Welcome to Q's Court, powered by OleMiss365.com.
Welcome to the Coach Q Show. I'm your host, Marcus Dent. I got the legendary Coach Q right here. Hey, Coach Q, man, it's good having you, man. Good seeing you. Been following you for a while, man. So I want to just talk a little bit about basketball, how you got into basketball.
Sure.
Because my story tells me you wanted to be an agent for coming out.
Absolutely, man. I'm quitting every day, man. Yeah, that's my dream job. I wanted to be an agent. I
Okay.
went on to grad school and studied sport management
Right.
in hopes of doing that. And in the midst of doing that, I had to do a mentorship. So I went back home to the DMV area and I started coaching basketball at a prep school. And being at that prep school, you know how this small prep school, the headmaster came and said, "Hey, man, you got to do it." I said, I don't want to coach. I just want to get my master's so I can go on and be an agent.
Right.
And that's been now almost 30 years, and now here I am, still coaching and still quitting.
Man, that's crazy. That's crazy. I mean, sometimes when people start out coaching, some of the greats always start out with something that they was passionate about something else.
Sure.
But then all of a sudden, that tunnel, you get in that tunnel and you're like, hold on, wait a minute, what man? And it seemed like you got in that coaching tunnel and you was like, hold on, I can do this.
Yeah.
So what point in your life you say, you know what? I think I like this.
Yeah, sure. Well, you know what happened is obviously, I've been playing basketball since I was 5 years old.
Right.
So I knew enough of the game
Right.
that I felt that I could teach it a little bit.
I got you.
And as I got going into coaching, I started to really just fall in love with teaching, fall in love with being on the floor, still being in the gym,
Right.
still being comfortable in an arena that I felt like I knew a little bit
I
about.
got you.
So obviously, once you start to feel like you're getting good at something, you just try to get better. And every year, I found myself getting better. I'm a lifelong learner. kept learning,
Right.
kept growing, and I just fell in love with coaching, man.
And coach, there's nothing wrong with that. That's normally how it happens.
Sure.
But you're here in the city, but this is not your first time being down south, right?
Right, absolutely not. Yeah, man. I it's funny, coaching takes you everywhere.
Yeah. Right.
And I started off, coaching at the high school level. Went down to Lawrenceburg, North Carolina.
Right.
Coached in prep school. Went up in the mountains of Boone, North Carolina. Coached prep school. Went to coach a year at Alabama under Rick Moody.
Right.
Who was a great mentor for me and taught me a lot about the game. So yeah, I've been down south. I've coached down south, and it's just a great place to live and a great place to raise a family, man.
And that's one thing we know about being in the South, man. Once you come down here, you don't want to leave. So, coach, we're gonna keep you down south for a while.
Yeah, I'm stuck.
Man, let's move on to the season, man. Some of the bright spots you guys have had with the Lady Rebs, this year, man. Let's talk about some of the things you guys have going on. You had a little bit of a scare with my alma mater, Alcorn State. But y'all handle business. So talk a little bit about, what you guys are doing, because from what I see, the basketball here at Ole Miss, the women's basketball has taken it to the next level.
Sure.
The thing that Coach Yo have done is remarkable. People see it nationwide. So just talk a little bit about that.
Well, I think starting with Coach Yo,
Correct.
what she's done here is I don't want to say have made basketball relevant, but she's kept it relevant.
Definitely.
Going back to Coach Ross,
Definitely.
and thinking about just the teams prior to us, it's a lot of tradition.
Yes.
It's a lot of winning. It's Elite Eights there. It's WNBA head coaches that's won championships and Olympic gold medals. So there's never been a lack of tradition. It was a little gap, right? And Coach Yo has come in and have really gotten this program back to a level of national prominence, and that's what it's all about: being in the best conference in the country, having a coach that's come in and has really had to just build a program back up to where it's relevant. And Coach Yo keeps us relevant night in, night out, every game.
Coach, there's something that's going on right now in college basketball. Every program is having to deal with NIL. How are you guys dealing with that when it comes down to the NIL?
Well, the good thing about being being here is Keith Carter has given us
Correct.
the resources to be competitive.
Yes.
Because let's call it a spade a spade. It's coming down to the money now. Right?
Correct.
You have this great visit.
Oh yeah,
Everything
no doubt.
goes well, and you end up going out to dinner with that last dinner, and somebody goes, "So, what's that money looking like, right?"
What's that moolah looking
Right.
like?
So we've been able to have the conversation.
Right.
Some people get to that and they gotta gracefully bow out because they can't have the
Yes.
conversation. They don't
Yes.
have the resources to do it.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah.
So we have the resources to do it, and then along with Coach O's pedigree
Right.
of getting great transfers in here, sending them on to WNBA, sending them on to the pros. She has made this what we call transfer. We had a number 2 transfer class in the portal classman this year, and she remarkably put this roster together to where now we're 13-2. We're ranked, I think, 15 in the country right now.
Yes.
So what she's done with the portal
Mhm.
and to take advantage of our resources that we have here has been nothing short of remarkable, and it kept us relevant.
And that's one thing that I can say, she has utilized the portal
Sure.
as well as anybody in the country.
Sure.
And that's something that, I think that's a part of sports, not just basketball. That's a part of sports right now that we're going to have to deal with. A lot of fans don't want to, they don't want to talk about it, but that is a part of sports that's here to stay. And I think she has utilized the portal as well as anybody in the country. And, look at the success.
Sure.
Look at the success from
Sure.
it, man. And, so those are some things, man, that I see that the fans want to know about. They want to be engaged, with what's going on. And right now, Coach Yo is that person.
Yeah.
Now, this is what I want to ask you about Coach Yo. She is spitfire.
Absolutely.
I mean, she is when I watch her on the sideline, it's 100 from start to finish, man. So, how are you that denominator that comes in and say, hey, Coach, we know you experienced, man. We know what you had to deal with when you was in the Big East. You had to deal with Gino. You have that experience.
Sure.
So how your experience, man, been able to come in and help, Coach Yo and the things that she want to do and build the program?
Well, I think the biggest thing for us is that there's little sense.
Yes.
So we can have honest and candid conversations, and the good thing about our relationship is there's not many things that we butt heads on because we both think the same way.
Right.
So for me to come here, it was easy because I believe in what she does.
Yes.
I want her to be successful, and I wanted to bring some value to the program. And the one thing that she and I talked about, me, being able to go to the Final Four and play the championship game.
Yes.
That's the next step.
Yes.
And sometimes, we have conversations. I can say, Coach, it don't look like that, right? Or sometimes, more than that, I'm saying it looks just like that. Let's keep doing that.
And I see that. Yeah. Everybody sees that.
Yeah. And she's passionate, man. She's fiery, but she's like that all the time. She's like,
oh yeah.
She's like with everything, man. Like it was just last week. Coming out here, I'm gonna go to practice. I'm driving in my car and she's riding a scooter. I'm like, man, you can't be riding a scooter through campus, man. People ain't stopping at these crosswalks.
Man, she's
just
100.
Kids, man. She's adventurous, man. She's good people, man. And she cares about the people that's around her.
Correct.
And
I can see that.
It's so genuine, man.
You can see that in her players
Absolutely.
and how her players talk about her, the players
Sure.
that leave, the players are coming in. That's something that, I think it's genuine. It's not made up, but you don't have to coerce a person to say anything about her. Is, hey, this is Coach Yo.
Right, sure.
Coach, let's talk about the defense. You guys' defense. Right now, y'all are known for being the scrappy bunch, So let's talk about that defense a little bit.
First of all, I ain't got nothing to do with it. It's all Coach Joe, man. that was one of the reasons that I came here, man. I just believe in what she does on the defense end. So
she loves getting out there.
Yeah, man. And it's funny because I know when I was a coach, I'm against her way back. I was like, man, they was just so scrappy and they played so hard.
Right.
And being here and seeing how she just infuses that passion into her players and how she wills them to do it. It's amazing, man. And the way she schemes things and just the way she just constructs a game plan.
Yes.
It's remarkable. And last year, at one point, we were like number 1 in the country defensively. honestly, man, the portal changes things because
does.
you're not, when you can have 3 and 4 year players that can learn your system,
Mhm.
a lot of times it looks a little better.
It looks a little different.
But right now, we lost a couple games, and she was like, "Man, our defense is good." I'm like, "Man, if I got somebody 62 points, I'm good, man. Give me that." If somebody told me I go with my 62 points every game, I would sign up for that in August.
Yeah.
Right. So she does that, man. We ain't got no issues with that. We gonna guard you. She has that thing dictating this rough, and that's what we do every day.
And just from what I see, it doesn't matter who it is. You guys are going to get after the basketball,
Right.
and that's something in the SEC. When you come here,
Mhm.
you know for a fact, hey, look, we got to play.
There's no
Because
question.
they're going to be, whether their game is on or off, they come after you. So
Sure.
that's one aspect of the game right now. That when you go and play a Ole Miss basketball team, ladies basketball team, you're gonna get that. And that just, that's come from her recruiting and just her style. I can remember it hasn't been but like maybe 4 or 5 weeks. We was at Oxford. My wife coaches the Tupelo middle school.
Mhm.
And when my wife came in, she saw her and she came up. I mean, she just got that fire.
Absolutely.
And so the kids see that in her, and that's how it translates to the court. And that's what I'm just from the fans' perspective.
Absolutely, because remember the one thing about her is she lives that.
Oh,
And every drill, everything we do, we be doing something offensively, and she'll be correcting the defense. and the thing about it is you understand what she values, and obviously if you can't put the ball in the basket, you're not gonna beat us. And she finds a way to keep the ball out the basket. So as long as she can do that, man, I feel good about our chances every night.
Every night.
Absolutely.
And let's talk about this roster.
Mhm.
How the roster changed. Now, we talked a little bit about the portal,
Sure.
what the portal does.
Sure.
But to be able to create this talented roster, I was like last year, like, then I look up and I'm looking at like, how you do this?
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about the roster, man. How you guys was able to change, and I think you have one of the most talented rosters in the country.
Yes, we do. I call Coach Joe a portalista. She gets that thing done, man. She we're been there talking, and she come up with these players like, okay, this player's in the portal, this player's in the portal,
Right.
and how do we get involved with this kid? And I'm looking at the construction of the roster, and I'm thinking in my mind, if we got 12 players on that board, if we get 7 of them, we're gonna have a really good basketball team.
Correct.
And this year we got 9 of them. We didn't get 7, we got 9 of them. I said, man, we got a chance. We got 2 lottery picks in that bunch. We got. I would honestly say that every player that we have that is a senior will have a chance to play professional basketball.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
So we have a bunch of pros in this team, and they play that way. They operate that way. Man, we have a very mature basketball team,
Right.
and there's a lot to be said for that. We got a lot of experience, a lot of maturity, and we got a lot of players that really want to win.
Yeah, and coach, that shows that the record you have right now, and the things that, like I said, the things that we're looking at as fans down the road.
Sure.
You can see that.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can see that in the overall build of the program from day one to where we are right now is remarkable. And like I say, we want to talk to you about a few things, and I appreciate your time, Coach. Appreciate the time, and we're going to be back here in a couple weeks doing the same thing we're doing, talking about Ole Miss basketball with Coach Q, the man. And before we go now, look at the glasses now. Yeah, I want to talk about this. You see him on the sideline. So everybody know he the freshest coach in college basketball. So, but Coach, I appreciate the time, man. We're going to do it again.
All right, my man.
All right, man.